20-lap, 250cc main event. The big boys are here. It's time for the perfect storm. Another hole shot by James Stewart. That bike is hooking up.
James Stewart right there. You see Ricky and him battle side by side down the start straightaway, going to the first turn. Chad Reed throws an elbow on Wyndham, or I'm sorry, Ricky Carmichael moves him out of the way, and he's not worried about Ricky right now. He's setting his sights on that 259 of James Stewart, who grabbed another huge hole shot.
Just like Orlando, the race we've been waiting for. Now it's Stewart with a hole shot. Reed in second. Carmichael in third. Kevin Wyndham back there in about fifth or sixth, or even worse than that, it's actually Fonseca, the first Honda in the picture, in fourth spot.
Well, we've heard from Chad Reed in Orlando. Like he said, man, I'm pretty content running second. I was going to let James Stewart win this race, maybe just make up the points on Ricky Carmichael. Will Chad Reed be satisfied chasing James Stewart right now? Oh, he'd set his sights on him to try and make something happen.
No, he wants history to be made here as Chad Reed takes another victory in Dallas, takes being the first person to ever win 3 consecutive 250cc main events. In the 26 starts, this will be the 26th start, we've never had a three-peat in 250 main.
No, he's definitely trying to make something happen here. He wants to close his gap on James Stewart because he needs those extra 3 points if he has any hope of catching Ricky Carmichael in the point chase.
We'll try and keep you updated. Of course, the Tissot running order will be at the top of your screen. Let's find out how fast they're going. Let's take a look at the Butterfinger Chris Hole Shot Award. Look at the green bike on the inside.
Look at the right of your screen. Ricky and Bubba just coming flying, and look at Reed put an elbow on Carmichael, but it's James Stewart getting that hole shot.
Kawasaki 259 takes home the Butterfinger Chris Hole Shot Award by about 3 bike lengths over Chad Reed. Reed throws in the thunder elbow, but both of those top 2 riders are able to step on, step off on that very first turn.
And Ricky lost, about the time he's down right now, about 3.6 seconds, he almost lost it right there in that first lap.
Denny Hartwig had, with Clear Channel Motorsports, put together a little fact sheet. If Carmichael finishes in third, and Chad Reed were to win every single race, it still would be Carmichael's championship.
Ricky's ahead by 29 points. He can make up 5 points a race, Chad Reed can, if he wins and Ricky gets third. In 5 races, that's only 25 points. He has to catch and pass James Stewart.
Yeah.
If he wants to have a chance at this, and Reed makes a huge mistake, and here comes Carmichael up the inside of him off camera right now.
There it is. There's that battle. Now Reed needs to get by the number 4 Suzuki. As we were looking at how fast James Stewart is, Reed makes the bobble this time. Now it's Carmichael with the incentive.
Yeah, unbelievable. Reed was actually must have been trying to push it. He wanted to close the gap on Stewart. He knew he needed to make up the points.
Oh, man. But they're going back and forth. Bubba's just going to keep pulling away.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. Ricky, I guess, basically knew Reed was coming up at the inside of him. He knew that Reed hit him, slammed him in that first turn. He doesn't want to give Reed the opportunity to maybe knock him down and open up some more points or lose more points to this Chad Reed.
Both riders are stepping on, stepping off. In your Suzuki strategy, we saw Carmichael was hitting the face of those jumps. Now he's got the same line that Reed and Stewart has. Yeah,
he's picked it up. He knew he had to do that. He did it in the semifinal. He's now done it. But look at this move right now. Chad Reed coming in, drops the front, gets a little sideways, hits the tough blocks, doesn't quite go down, but he's unable to do the step-up section, and it opens up the door. You see Ricky Carmichael come storming by right now. But Chad gets him back. He's still in second, and Ricky's back there in third now, trying to make something happen.
Back to live racing. There's the race for second spot. The 259 of James Stewart is in front by about 6.5 seconds. Chad Reed in second. Ricky Carmichael in third. This championship is nuts. But I'm here to tell you, the fastest guy without any question, Denny, is the 259 Kawasaki of James Stewart.
He's been fastest all weekend long.
He's already a full straightaway ahead.
Full straightaway ahead, exactly. You know, we knew he was going to come back here with about 6 races left. We knew he was going to get at least a win. It was how many wins and how soon he was going to get it done. He's getting it done right now. He's out front and pulling away from the 2 points chasers, Chad Reed and Ricky Carmichael. Unbelievable for James Stewart.
Let's take a look at the onboard on the left. Heath Voss at Amico, Texas, with that No Fear Spike Gardner Yamaha. That's what it looks like through his goggles. And you see the battle for second on the right. Really, Chad Reed starting to separate himself just a little bit from Ricky Carmichael.
Ricky Carmichael insisted that he would not allow the championship just settle into a championship chase. He wants to win races. He wants to beat Chad Reed. He doesn't want to finish up like he did last time. And right now, Reed's got the upper hand.
Let's go down to Davey Coombs.
Well, according to Mike Gosser's pit board, you're exactly right, Danny. He's got 54.1 on the last lap, but Gosser told Carmichael, you need 53, and he was cheering like this is the last lap in Las Vegas. So don't think that Ricky doesn't want to win, but he doesn't need to beat Reed as much as Reed needs to beat Stewart.
You're exactly right, and Davey, I can do one better than that. Stewart just turned a 51.08, almost a 52 flat. He's a full second faster than Chad Reed every single lap.
Yeah, but we need to see if James can do it for all 20 laps. He was the fastest man on the track in Orlando. He made a big mistake in the whoops, but I guarantee it, right now, J-Bone's put on the pit board, relax, James, ride your own race, and Bubba is guaranteed riding his own race.
Fourth place, Travis Preston, number 70, the 103, Sebastian Tortelli has him in his sights. Tortelli did not make it through the heat race. He was able to get by Travis Pastrana, get a little bit more practice time out there on the track. Getting by your teammates, one thing. On the Suzuki Pastrana, the Honda's a different story with Preston.
And Preston's young. He's a great kid. He's fired up to be back racing 250. He's on that 450 Honda. Look at Sebastian's on a 450 Suzuki. These are the top four strokes right now, back in 4th and 5th. A great ride for Sebastian and Travis. Both these guys looking for top 5 finishes, and this could be yet another one for Travis, and I think maybe his first of the season.
Sebastian Tortelli trying to get up on the podium, trying to get by Travis Preston. He closes in on the factory Suzuki. It is James Stewart, the 259, that is just checking out. He has an 8-second lead over Chad Reed. Ricky Carmichael in 3rd spot right now. I am so impressed by James Stewart. The Kawasaki is just flying. I don't care. You give him sand, you give him hardbacks, you give him both. He's showing how fast he is here in Dallas.
He just looks so comfortable, and man, he's on fire in Dallas. How exciting for him to probably get his first win.
History in the making. James Stewart out in front, but we still have more to come to Dallas. Welcome back to the THQ World Supercross GP and the THQ AMA Supercross Series. It's main event time. Lap 12 of 20 has been completed by James Bubba Stewart on that Fox Racing Factory Kawasaki. Davey Coombs, you got something for us?
Well, you're not going to believe this, but I'm watching a pit board that Jeremy Albrecht is putting out for Bubba. Guys, Reed is starting to reel him in ever so slightly. Remember, James Stewart has never gone a 20-lap main event without crashing. You know, he's kind of known for that. He's young, and they're trying to get him to relax, but I don't know. Fatigue might be an issue. Keep an eye on Reed. He's not done yet.
We're going to do that 7.7 seconds. Thanks, Davey. You're exactly right. It was Reed 0.3 of a second faster. J-Bone trying to give him that encouragement. Your very first win, Devo, you won many 125 main events. You won here in Dallas back in 1990. You weren't able to get that 250 main event.
The 250 is a whole other class, man, and this is just a demanding class. It's the hardest series in the world, and Chad Reed, he's already a Supercross champion. He's trying to close the gap, and he's trying to just, whoa, look at him cha-cha right through that section right there. But he needs to catch up to Stewart and try and close the gap on those points on Ricky Carmichael if he has any hope of winning a 2nd consecutive Supercross title.
But winning your first race when you're James Stewart, it has to be tough. So much weight had been on your shoulders, but it can happen in this race. We've had it happen 3 times before. We've had Jean-Michel Vail back in 90 win here, Jimmy Ellis in 75, and then the big mud race, Doug Henry back in 95. That was his first 250 main event victory.
Well, I think we're seeing history in the making right now. We talked to Davey, mentioned that maybe he's getting a little tired, making some mistakes. I think he learned a lot from Orlando, and he's coming back right now. And look at this gap right now. I mean, he has considerable lead on Reed, and I think Bubba learned enough. And look at Ricky right now, back there in 3rd, a place he hates to be. But I think Bubba learned enough in Orlando to go, you know what, if I've got to just slow down a little bit to keep my lead, I will do that instead of risk crashing. And because you know what, once you get one win under your belt, those other ones, they just start snowballing, and I think we're going to see that from Bubba Stewart here to finish out this season.
See, Carmichael, really, I think he's closing in on Reed. You see him making up considerable difference. Jeremy McGrath, you know, we saw him. You know he's watching this race. Is the crown, you know, McGrath's the all-time winningest Supercross rider. When he sees Bubba, he has to kind of think that maybe this is the guy who will take over the race. So do you think, or is it Reed who people so compare to him, you know, so often?
Well, I don't know. James Stewart is the next guy in line, and you know, it's it's got to be him. This guy is making things happen. It's his rookie season in Supercross. We've been waiting for that perfect storm, and here we are in Texas. We're getting it. But Bubba Stewart, he is long gone. And look at Sebastian Tortelli.
We were waiting for that battle of the fourth to come through, and it took forever, didn't he?
Those top three guys are the cream of the crop. They're the best in Supercross, and we're seeing it right now.
James Stewart, Chad Reed, Ricky Carmichael, Sebastian Tortelli. Tortelli in fourth, the 103 Suzuki. David Billerman on the factory Yamaha goes to the inside. Billerman gets by a lap rider. Now he has the 103 to work with, but Damon Huffman tucks in, going to put himself in between.
Damon Huffman a lap down, but here comes Billerman, and here comes The Rock. Two guys who are looking for a top four finish right now, want to close the gap on Tortelli. They aren't going to get on the box, but every position counts. These guys are animals. You know, I don't care where they're at. You're always going to want to pass the guy in front. You're not going to settle in, especially The Rock, that number 5 Honda. That guy's an animal.
Mike LaRocco charging in. Does he have time to get up there and shake things up? LaRocco trying to get inside the top 5. Billerman holds that spot. Billerman rider number 12, LaRocco number 5. There's 103. He's in fourth. Tortelli, Billerman fifth. 6 is LaRocco. Mike LaRocco's last Supercross victory. I got to call that race, Indianapolis, Indiana. That was the loudest I've ever heard of Supercross before. The man who seldom gets hole shots got one that night and led all 20 laps. This guy is leading so far. He's going to complete his 17th lap next time around to get the flag. Rookie James Stewart, over-aggressive, knocked himself out of the championship. I've never seen Big James or Little James so angry at themselves that week. There's the battle going on for second. Carmichael's really closing in. I don't know if they'll be able to catch Stewart, who's 7.3 seconds ahead of these two, but it's down to less than 2 seconds. Carmichael still wants to get by Reed.
Carmichael does not want to lose to Reed. I think he's settled in. He's seen what Reed has to offer him right now, and now I think he's stepping up the pace, going, I can pick up the pace a little bit more than I have in the past, and I can close the gap on Reed. He does not want to get beat by him. I've said it a number of times. He's a sore loser. He said it himself. If he can't win the race, he sure as heck wants to beat Chad Reed and open up that point streak from 29 to 31 instead of dropping it to 27.
And that grab they put up, Carmichael's really turning in lap times. He was a second and a half, almost 2 seconds faster than James Stewart. Carmichael is closing in. Lap number 19 about to be had of 20 next time they come around.
Watch this whoop section. This is a big section right now. Both those guys get through a strong up over the staircase.
Look at the interval. Leader to second place, down to 5+ seconds. James Stewart takes a white flag. We're on the last lap. Chad Reed is starting to close in. Ricky Carmichael really closing in behind him. There's the 22.
Whoa,
way back.
Stewart makes a mistake right there, kind of overjumps in the face. Here comes Reed. They definitely closed the gap. Reed is almost stepped out. Reed goes down with the lap rider just like that. Travis Preston clips his front end, and Chad Reed goes down. Just like we said, Ricky Carmichael will not lose 2 points to Chad Reed tonight. He will gain 2.
I don't know if that was prophetic or what, Debo, but you said it. It looked like Chad almost felt it coming. He looked away. Next thing you know, his front wheel was taken out from under it. One more time through the whoop section. James Stewart, the factory Kawasaki. He's been waiting since 2002 when he made his professional debut. And it looks like it's 2005. James Stewart wins his first ever 250 main event. The crowd is on their feet. History has been made. James Stewart wins in Dallas.
Bubba, one happy young man, and Ricky Carmichael, one relieved young man. Look at Bubba.
What in the world happened on the last lap?
I was coming up on Travis Preston, and he just kind of went to the turn, and you know, I was expecting him to kind of move to the outside, get out of the way, and as I turned underneath of him, he just kind of slowed right down, and man, that's a bummer. That's a real tough one to swallow when I had second pretty easy, and Ricky was right there, but you know, I knew I could hold on for the last lap, and that's frustrating. You know, the beginning of the race, I was trying a back section that I hadn't done all day, and you know, I jacked it up and kind of Bubba pulled away, and that's tough. You know, I felt really good just sitting there waiting for you know, just trying to wait and to wind up with him, and lost contact. So that's a tough one.
James, I have to apologize. I thought you were slowing down in the middle. You weren't. You were just getting ready for the sprint. Congratulations, man. Your first win. It's got to feel great.
Yeah, that's 20 laps right there. I didn't have any front brakes. It's like the third lap. You know, I hit it loose, and I didn't have a front brake, so I was slow in my corners, but just kept it steady out there. You know, I got some good first laps, and I was pulling away from Chad a little bit, and he slid out, and then I just kind of gapped those guys, and then they started catching me a little bit. Then I was like, all right, here we go, baby. It was after the halfway, and I felt good after that. So I sprinted off.